We are going to be doing a hand observation drawing using contour drawing for the hands. And what you're going to begin with is two A4 pages. I fold them in half, so I have four A5 pages. I then start with my first blind contour drawing, and I take one of the pages and cover my page with the pencil. I then position my left hand, because I'm right-handed, and draw what I see. You will not be able to see what you're drawing, and that's how you know you're doing a really good blind contour drawing. You can see if it looks weird, you've done a really good job. You're then going to do a continuous line drawing. You're going to position your hand again and make sure you do not pick up your pen. You have to make sure that it is a continuous line. So you are going to have one drawing that is a blind contour, and the second, which is a continuous line. The third will be a contour drawing. You may pick up your pen and you may look at your paper and your hand. Again, you will position your left hand if you are right-handed and draw what you see. You don't have to draw any shadows or shading, highlights in your picture. All you are drawing is the lines you see. So every line in your knuckle, the lines for your fingernails, lines in your palm, you're drawing the lines within your hand. And that will be your contour drawing. What will happen is after you've done the three activities, you are then going to take an A4 page and you are going to be mapping out a few different hand positions in your A4 page so that you land up with a pleasing composition. That means you need to actually think about how all the hands are going to work together on your A4 page, and they can't start in the middle of the page. They all need to come off the sides of the page. So I'm showing you here, you would take an A4. You can see I'm positioning different hands from off the page, and you would have them either overlapping each other or coming from the sides of the page. Here is an example, and you would do it in pencil, outline with pen, fine liner, or permanent marker. Just make sure your fine liner is permanent and won't run with water or paint. I would actually test it out before I begin. Okay, you will then pick colors, and you can do this with pencil crayons or with paint. You will pick colors that are in the same families. So blue and purple work well together. You could even do green and blue. Think of the colors that sit next to each other in a color wheel. And I'm going to be doing purple and blue in the one hand, and I'm using watercolor. You will add water as you go, and think about where the shadows would be when you are adding watercolor into that picture. Now, when you do all your hands, I would say try and stick to a similar color palette. So, for example, I'm going to do my one hand blue and purple, and the other hand maybe green and blue, but I wouldn't do the third or fourth hand reds or yellows. I would try and stick with similar colors that are in the same color family. So if you do go for warm colors like reds and pinks, rather stick to that for your whole composition, and I will show you an example. So yeah, I am just showing you very quickly how to add watercolor into that hand and then adding shadows and shading as you go along. If you've added too much, add water. If you haven't added enough, then add more color into that. And then I did my other hand green and blue. I did actually leave the nails white, and I actually think it looked quite good leaving the nails white, but it would be up to you what you decide to do. But you will land up with a beautiful handscape, and I will show you more examples of what they look like. Okay, just a reminder, you will do your 3 activities: blind contour continuous, and then contour drawing, and then you will move on to your contours, where you'd have different hands coming off your page and overlapping. Make sure your hands all look different and you have a pleasing composition, not too much negative space in that image. And then when you move on to your color, make sure you are working within the same color families and that it works as a whole composition. I hope you enjoyed the project and I cannot wait to see your pictures. Bye!